What's up everyone, it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel. It's been almost 8 months since I filmed a video following up my weight loss surgery in Mexico. Vertical sleeve gastrectomy is what I had on June 1st, 2019. I have lost about 75 pounds since the surgery, and I've lost about 100 pounds or a little over 100 pounds overall in my whole weight loss journey. My last recorded weight was or my highest recording weight was 325 pounds or so. I'm currently at about 219, so yeah, I've definitely lost some weight. I still really haven't figured out how to film on my phone so that I'm not looking this way. I don't get any of that stuff, so bear with me until one day I'm famous and know how to film right. But let's get into the tea. So yeah, a lot of you guys follow me on Instagram under the Sleeved Khaleesi, and I've gotten lots of requests for a follow-up video to my video I made almost a year ago at this point. And I've been really wanting to as well, because when I first filmed my weight loss surgery in Mexico video, I was only like a month out from surgery. Now I'm 8 months or so out, 9 months, and it's been a bumpy ride, that's for sure. I'm trying to always be fully transparent about my journey. In the beginning, it was really easy. I was so motivated. I was like, making all these like food prep posts and like, doing the little kits and preps and blending everything and just staying within my calories. It was like 700 to 1,000 a day. And I was doing great and I was really mentally into it, but then I don't know, life just happens, and there was a point where the like super optimistic, happy, like energized, motivated part of me about the weight loss just went flatlined about 3 months in for a bunch of reasons. And I think it was because my whole life I've been overweight, and I thought when I lose weight, when I'm skinny, like my life's problems are gonna end, and that's kind of how I felt the first couple months. Like the weight was just falling off and it was easy, but then it stopped just falling off, and I actually had to start putting in work around 3 months. And I also realized around 3 months, life's normal, negative influences just started coming back in my life. Like I tried to start getting back into dating. I tried to, be more social, and that involves like drinking and going out to eat. And I was so restrained from the surgery those first couple months that I couldn't even remotely eat anything normal. But around that 3-month mark was when I was able to start eating solid foods, and that's when it was like, okay, you have to start making decisions. It's not just about your physical restriction, like you need to be like in the game mentally. And I kind of wasn't. Like I don't know what happened. And I wasn't a big drinker before I had the surgery, but after surgery I experienced the biggest mind fuck of all, which is transfer addiction. You can't soothe yourself with food, so you turn to other alternatives, and I'm too much of a scared ass bitch to do real drugs, so like, I was never gonna do drugs or anything, but alcohol is kind of a drug, and I loved drinking just for fun before I had surgery. And after 3 months in, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have 1 glass of wine, see how it feels. And like from there, I just wish I never would have. I didn't listen to my food therapist, and I don't know, I was just kind of like self-enabling, and I was like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. And drinking every now and then to relax on the weekends turned into drinking like every weekend, every day on the weekend. And like I mentioned, I, tried to start dating again. So when I'd go on dates, like, you're uncomfortable and you're anxious, or at least I am. So I would want to like kind of like, break the ice by like getting like a buzz going before I even went on these dates. And they all fucking sucked and failed, and it was just a mess. And like the anxiety that comes with dating, and like, sure enough, I was hella drinking. And then, with drinking comes eating bad, like fast food, and like craving bad food and not getting enough hydration. And that was a huge thing too, is, it's harder to get your hydration in because you can't drink and chug water like I used to before surgery. And I just, also I had the surgery in the summertime. So, summertime, there's like festivals and concerts and parties and, like street fests and all that kind of stuff. So like, and I feel like I'm fairly social, so I would go to do all that, but I didn't have my head on right, and I just wanted to be like everyone else and wanted to be like my friends. So like I would get the street food and just eat a little and think that that was fine. And for a time, it was fine. I could just have a little bite, I'd be satisfied, but it just kind of turned into this whole lifestyle change from having my head in the game and being healthy. And I was still losing weight, but I mean, I could have been doing the most, like working out, eating healthy, and that weight would have just been like shedding off of me. But it wasn't. Like, I was just losing maybe like a couple pounds a week, which is a lot technically, but not after you had bariatric surgery, you know? And I I kind of just spiraled for 5 months maybe. Like I said, I was losing, but I just felt really bad all the time because I was drinking, and I started hookahing again. And for those that don't know, hookah is kind of like, it's like this like, it's like a giant pipe that you kind of just like chill on, almost like a vape or something, but like you know, while you're like drinking or watching TV or whatever, like I would do that. And smoking is just bad in general, and that was a habit I had years ago, and like I started doing it again because I felt bored. And you know, with boredom is like depression, and I was just like, I'm too depressed to do anything, but I'm depressed because I'm not doing anything. So it was just this vicious cycle of like, just whatever. And you know, so in that month 3 through month 7, I'd say I was kind of just floundering, super depressed, like not doing my best, not even trying because I just felt so depressed. And then magically one day I just kind of got my head out of my ass because, you know, I had this mini empire of like weight loss, my weight loss Instagram family where I have like thousands of followers, and you know, they were kind of cheering me on and like giving me motivation. And I was also seeing all these people who hadn't had their surgery yet, and they were so inspired and excited. And I was like, you know, that's how I was almost a year ago. Like, where did that girl go that wanted the world, like would do anything to have the surgery and like, you know, lose that weight? And I finally just got like back in the game. Like I just don't know what it was. Like I just felt like I hit rock bottom, so to speak, and I was just like, I need to do this. And also, I think one of the things that helped me get back in the game was I have a thyroid problem. I have Hashimoto's thyroid disease or whatever, and I would go to the thyroid doctor like every 3 months. And my thyroid doctor was like an older dude. He was maybe in his 50s, 60s, I'm not sure, but he had a heart attack and he died. And I was just like shook, like this man who has been berating me for years for being too fat, you need to lose weight, died of a heart attack, and he wasn't even fat. So like that kind of, I've always been very like existential. Like I've always had this crazy ass fear of like death or whatever, and like to know that like even a healthy dude could die of a heart attack, I kind of just felt like, what's the point? Like if this guy's over here preaching the most and he's still gonna die anyways, what's the point? Because we're all gonna die anyways. And I was just like, girl. And I talked it out with my therapist and one of my best friends, and she was like, dude, you literally like would have killed to be where you are now with having the weight loss surgery and having all the tools and money and motivation that you need, and you're just throwing it down the drain. Like, what is your problem? She was like, even if you die tomorrow, at least you would have died doing the things that you wanted instead of sitting on the couch, eating Cheetos, drinking pop, smoking. Like, you were doing your dream, you were achieving your goals, and that really helped me. And ever since, it stuck with me. And I just, like, out the window went all my desire to eat bad, eat fast food, eat junk, drink pop, drink alcohol. And I just fucking got back on the horse. And ever since then, I've been so happy, I've been so motivated, I've been losing hella weight again, and I completely stopped drinking. I was like, that is like the top reason that the weight loss stopped. And almost immediately I noticed like a change. Like I wasn't as bloated or bloated at all, really. Like I felt motivated, I wasn't all tired. And with stopping drinking, it took a while, but I also stopped hookah because I was kind of like, I can't self-soothe with eating for fun. I can't drink anymore. Or not that I can't, but I don't want to drink anymore. So I was like, baby steps with getting rid of the hookah. I finally ditched that too. So I kind of feel really empowered that it's like, I don't need drink, I don't need smoking, I don't need bad food. All I need is myself, my health, my motivation. working out, hitting my calorie goals, like it just feels so good. And like I know it sounds cheesy, but like it really makes me feel like I'm doing what I need to be doing to be my best self. And I'm only about 40 pounds away from my ultimate goal. So like if I lost 40 pounds, I would be like actually skinny. And my boyfriend would probably prefer that I don't get that skinny, and he makes jokes about it. But I feel like right now I'm at a point where I'm very curvy. I don't think I'd consider myself as like fat, though I'm still like technically overweight, but like I'm in a good place. But I'm just really motivated to get to like that lowest level of like weight. I think what I mean is BMI wise, I'm in like a healthy place, and I'm below that area where like obesity is dangerous. But for my own goals and like dreams in life, as well as like, you know, aesthetically, like I would like to be much smaller. So at the time of my surgery, I was a size 24 jeans, a size 3X tops, and a bra size 44H. And now I am a size 14 jeans, like at Target. I've only been wearing Target jeans. I'm a size large women's tops, and I'm a size 38 double D bra. So lots of changes, and I don't really give myself enough credit for how far I have come, because I'm always just focused on the end goal. But yeah, 40 pounds really isn't much in the grand scheme, considering I've lost 100 so far. Got 40 to go. So what I did was, you know, I was just looking up recipes online for bariatric weight loss. But for me, what works best is, you know, small meals that don't necessarily have to be cooked, that are still healthy and minimally processed. So I try my best to keep away from like protein bars and stuff like that, because they're not really satisfying. And the only time I've been eating protein bars lately is as like my dessert, because they're like chocolate, you know. And a big part of getting back on track was me literally just cold turkey eliminating things that set me off, like candy or chips or pop. Some people can just have a small portion, but not me, man. Like I literally will binge on that shit. And so I just try my best to keep it out of the house. And you know, my boyfriend, he moved in with me a couple months ago, and I'm blessed to have him, because he's healthy, he's fit, he's in shape, he's an ex-Marine, or they say you're never an ex-Marine, you're always a Marine, whatever. So I get that. But so my point is, he's really fit, you know. And he doesn't need to lose weight, but he's helping me stay on track. He's offered to cook our dinners for us, and he knows how to cook, he knows how to season. So I fend for myself for breakfast, lunch, when I'm at work, snacks, etc. But for dinner, he's always got a deliciously seasoned protein and a medley of vegetables waiting for us when I get home. So I'm really grateful for that, because I'm honestly not a good cook, and that was always a big thing for me before surgery and even after that. Like, I just get sick of eating the same thing. I hate rewarming food, and he knows that. So he cooks it fresh every night, which is honestly just like such a blessing, and I'm so grateful for him. And I also feel like that's the perfect segue to say that I know it sucks to say, but from someone who's overweight my whole life and all the experiences I've had my whole life, I don't think I would have had the opportunity to meet someone as lovely and attractive and supportive and wonderful as he is, because I think in our society, you know, like, you know, most people don't find being overweight or extremely morbidly obese, as I was, attractive. And I feel like that affected the like pool of available men in my life. Like, people only ever wanted to like hook up and, you know, be like friends with benefits, but they would frame it as if they wanted a relationship, but they would never have dated someone like me. And they were kind of like, I was like a secret, you know, because like it's shameful in their eyes to like openly date like a big girl. And I feel like that really affected like my whole 20s. Like I was always wanting to find love, I was always wanting to find a relationship, and I never could. And you know, I was just getting used and hurt, and like it was just a lot of heartache. And that was a huge reason of why I always wanted to lose weight, was because I was like, I really want to find a wonderful relationship and meet a man. And quite honestly, like I won't necessarily blame men or people for having that mindset, because I don't necessarily I didn't find myself really attracted to bigger guys, so I can't judge them for not being attracted to like bigger women. And I know that's like a very, you know, like that's just my opinion. And you know, I've had people agree, I've had people disagree, and you know, that's just my opinion on it. But my point is, with the weight loss, I mean, I found what I was looking for, and I've never been happier in my life since I met my boyfriend now. And same goes with every aspect of life, like flying, traveling. I'm finally, you know, in a headspace where like I'm so eager to do the things I've always wanted to do because I don't feel scared or restricted, like terrified to fly in an airplane because I'm gonna sit like this. Like that's how I used to be. The only couple times I flew in an airplane, that's how it was. You know, you were like trapped in your seat, and I always felt like the moment I walk up to my aisle and the people and sitting there would see me walk up, they'd be like, because you know, and you get that judgment because you're the cliche fat person that has to squeeze by all these people on the airplane. And it's just like the times I've flown since I lost like 100 pounds, like it's like such an anxiety release and stress release just to be like not judged and seen as like a normal member of society. And I've seen it in like every aspect of my life. It's different, and I really owe that to my weight loss. Like I think people are nicer, people are more courteous. Also, like getting to shop anywhere I want, like that is one of the biggest things in my life that's different. Like I can go to Target, I can go to stores at the mall, I can go to like Hot Topic, and like I'm fitting into these clothes. And I actually have what I think I do have a pretty medium level of like body dysmorphia, because I mean I've been overweight my whole life, and I still see myself as that like huge girl. And I joke and call it fat brain when I'm shopping for clothes, especially like when I'll be with my boyfriend. I will literally grab like at Forever 21 or wherever, Target, like a 3X. And he didn't know me when I was, you know, big, so like he in the beginning he didn't get it. He was like, babe, what are you doing? Like that's not gonna fit you. And I'll be like, yeah, I think it's fine. And he'd be like, no, like he'd have to actually take the clothes away from me. And a lot of the times too, when I'm ordering online now, I'll always order the 3X, always order the 2X, and I'll get it and try it on, and it's huge on me. And I act so perplexed because I seriously, like, I see myself as, like, that person still. Like, this is, like, an Old Navy size large, and it's, like, tiny, but, like, when I hold it up, I'm like, that's not gonna fit me. And then it does. And I think, you know, it took 25 years of my life to get that mindset and know what size I am, and to finally in the space of a year be like, no, you are this person, you take up much less space now, like this is you and you're only gonna get smaller. And ever since I got back on track, like, you know, just trying to stay off the scale as much as possible, because not only have I been doing my restrictive calorie diet, I've been working out, focusing on cardio, but I also started going back to 312 Athletic Club, which was the personal training with strength training. And I got a little disheartened in the beginning because I was like, the scale was going up, but my trainer reassured me what I already know is that, you know, strength training builds muscle, and then eventually like the scale goes down. But like my trainer, Justin at 312 Athletic Club, he opened my eyes because he said that with like the 100 pounds that I lost, almost all of it was my muscle, because in that like first 6 months of after my surgery, when I was losing weight, I wasn't working out at all, and all of my muscle just deteriorated because that's what my body attacked first. So when he did my metabolic testing for my body fat percent, he said that I actually had more body fat when I was heavier, because a lot of that was muscle. But now that I lost 100 pounds, my body fat technically went up because I weigh much less, but not much of that's muscle. So we're really working on, you know, getting me back to like a strength level in training. So that was just kind of an eye-opener too. And I've kind of hit a little snag in the strength training, because as of, what's today, March 14th, 2020, we're in the middle of the coronavirus outbreak, and I live in Chicago, and luckily, you know, I'm fine, but they're imposing, you know, restrictions on like social activity, like stay home if you can. So haven't been going to the gyms, but what I do live right by a track park, so I try to go on like jogs or power walks for at least 30 minutes. But it's kind of hard because it's still winter technically, and it's only like 30 degrees in Chicago most days, but I still try to do it, try to get it in, because the scale is going down and I don't want to lose motivation. And I'm just honestly really grateful for all my followers, because I feel like I wouldn't have been able to get back on track if it wasn't for all you guys pushing me and sending me messages and just telling me, like, you know, you got this, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, you know, we missed your post, we missed seeing your progress. So just, like, you know, I'm really grateful for all that. And, you know, what they always say about weight loss surgery is the only regret I have is that I didn't start sooner. And that's how I feel for my, you know, my stall, is that, you know, I finally got my shit together, I got my head back on track, and I'm back in the game, and I have 3 months until I'm at the 1 month point. And I honestly feel like with my current motivation and with my, you know, all my efforts, I think I could realistically lose that last 30 pounds to reach 100-pound weight loss since I had my surgery. So I think setting this challenge for myself and putting it out into the universe, like, you know, I think maybe I have a real chance of getting there. And I have all you to support me, and I'm sorry if this video was like hella negative in the beginning, but I mean, it was a negative last 6 months for me, and I'm just getting out of that. And I want you to see the reality of the possible outcomes of weight loss surgery if you don't have your head on right and you don't have enough, you know, self-control and understanding that, you know, the surgery is not a cure-all, it's not a fix-all. You have to have your head in the game, and you have to have a mind plan, and you have to have, you know, motivations and people to help you. And I'm really grateful that I have all that. So that's my little update for now. I'll check in the next couple months so you guys can see where I'm at. And yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.